My name is Eunice Friesen, and I'm running for mayor of Grande Prairie. I decided to run for mayor after my first term as councillor because I have become confident in my leadership skills and what I bring to the table in terms of the future of Grande Prairie. I come from a really diverse background of experience, including public sector, nonprofit, and private industry. I'm a retired nurse. I was an RN for 25 years, and I'm an entrepreneur. I own a funeral home, Bear Creek Funeral Home, and we were awarded Alberta Small Business of the Year in 2019. So when I bring that all together, I think that I have a lot to offer for the city of Grande Prairie as mayor.
Good afternoon. My name is Jackie Clayton, and I am running to be the first female elected mayor in the city of Grande Prairie. The reason I'm running is because I want to help create a Grande Prairie that people are proud to call home. A Grande Prairie where you wake up in the morning and you know that the community supports you. A Grande Prairie where you feel safe, but also a Grande Prairie where you know you have an opportunity to have a great job, have a solid investment, and a future for our kids and for yourselves. In my opinion, Grande Prairie is quite a diverse community. I have friends that came up from Calgary last weekend, and they were visiting various businesses in town, and they noticed the diversity not only in the community but also for the current council candidates. There's quite a slate of diverse candidates. One thing that makes me think, though, is that I don't know if the integration and diversity into our community is as strong as it could be. It's great to see diverse candidates running. It's great to see diverse opportunities, whether it be in retail and cultural groups, at community organizations. But we need to integrate the diversity into our community. And that works with open, inclusive conversation and collaboration between organizations. So I look forward to next term increasing the integration of diversity within our community. Thank you.
My name is Dylan Bressie, and I am running for City Council because this community has been so good to me and my family. I'm one of those guys where I moved here to work for 2 or 3 years, and then I was going to get the heck out of Grande Prairie. But I quickly realized that this is a community where there's people that are ready to welcome you. There's great opportunities to find work or start a business, and there's amazing opportunities to get involved volunteering in this community. I really fell in love with Grande Prairie, and since it's been so good for me, I want to make sure it's also really good for my neighbors and my kids and their kids. I know when it comes to doing the work of council and council making the city better, I've got all kinds of specific ideas I've got about policing and how do we address homelessness and what should we do with taxes, how do we fix roads. But I think for me, the overriding concern I have is we as a society and as a community are starting to get really bad at having good conversations. We've got very different ideas, but at the end of the day, all any of us want is a good place for us and our neighbors to live. And I think we need to do a better job as a community, not just being cranking each other on Facebook, but actually having real, honest, open conversations that are based on real information and based on finding mutual understanding and finding solutions together. I think we as a city need to do better at empowering new voices, whether they're newcomers to Grande Prairie or whether they're from groups that are traditionally underrepresented or whether there are really young residents. Whatever it is, the people who haven't been involved in the conversation, we need to do a better job as a city amplifying their voice. I think we need to do a better job making City Hall behind me transparent and a place where every resident feels they can come in and have their say. And I think we need to do a better job through our various boards and committees and neighborhood associations and engagement events, really listening to residents and helping them know that this is their community. It's not just a bunch of people in City Hall making decisions. It's a community working together to make a better Grande Prairie. I know ways that I've really worked on that in the last term is writing about every council decision, knocking on doors even between elections to hear from random people in the community, being engaged on social media. I've also hosted quarterly community roundtables where residents can come to hear not just from me, but also from one another. And I think it's these kind of activities that councillors and the city as a whole need to really focus on. Because Grande Prairie, as great as it is, there are some real challenges coming up in the next couple of years. There's also some real opportunities that are happening that we really need to be ready to seize. I think the next 5 years are so crucial for this community, And the answers aren't in this building. They're out there in the community. So I'm hoping that everybody will get involved in the conversation, not just by going and voting on October 18th, but also being in regular conversation with our next council to help us figure out how can we make Grande Prairie even better. So thank you so much for checking me out and checking out the other candidates and being involved in this conversation.
Hi, this is Chris Thiessen, City Councilor for the City of Grande Prairie, running for my third term. The reason why I'm running for City Council is because, well, not only is Grande Prairie one of the greatest places in the world to live, according to me and my family, but I want to help create a world that's in a community that is sustainable, that is inclusive, and that gives people the opportunities for the quality of life that they deserve to live, work, play, raise a family, have fun in, and retire in. Sustainability is really important to me, as well as diversity and inclusion. I think it's important that we're mindful of the things that we do today in making a change and a difference for tomorrow. It's been said that we plant a tree today so we can enjoy its shade tomorrow, and that's sort of the principle of what I work upon, whether it's creating edible landscaping and community orchards, creating sustainable and affordable housing for people. Those are things that I've always advocated for, as well as paying reverence to our First Nations people and all people in the world to come make Grande Prairie their home. And I think I have the ideas that not only have helped to change our community over the past 8 years, 8 years, wow, oh geez, I just thought about that, almost a decade, but I have more ideas coming, and definitely a great opportunity for each and every one of us to enjoy the fruits of our labor, which is ensuring that everybody has an affordable, high quality of life here in Grande Prairie. So thanks so much. I hope come election day you might vote for me, and if not, I hope you vote for the best council team that is going to propel our community forward for the next 4 years. Thanks so much.
My name is Solomon Okifo. I'm originally from Nigeria. And when you look around all through Alberta, you discover that all our cities and villages and towns, they are heavily diversified right now. I believe that it's time for the diversity that is experienced in the city of Grande Prairie to be reflected right here in City Hall. That's one of the reasons why I'm running. But on a general note, I am running for 4 different reasons. There's 4 pillars that I have. And the first one is what I call safe city. The second one is what I call strong and diversified economy. The third one is affordable city. And the final one is integrated communities.
Hello, my name is Ravinder Singh, and I'm running for the City Council elections here in Grande Prairie 2021. And my platform for this election is a better, safer, and healthier and sustainable community. And I do want to focus on small business opportunities and support small businesses in the community. And the other thing that's on top of my mind is business innovation, because this is an oil and gas town, but we do want to look at alternatives, because it's not looking good, like with the oil and gas, like it's way up and down. So we just wanted to be more sustainable, so that we're looking at that. And the healthcare, that has to be looked at too.
My name is Ejibola Adetokunbo Taiwo, and I'm a candidate running for the City Council at the City of Grande Prairie. I'm running because I've got a vision and a passion for the city. I've been in the city for 7 years, 16 years in Canada, and one of the things that I've done within town was to sit on the Community Advisory Council for 3 years, and I currently sit on the Economic Development and Strategic Planning. And I see the way government is being done here in the city. I want to be more committed, I want to be more involved, and I want to be a voice to the voiceless. There are so many things that I see that can happen here, particularly because Grande Prairie is an entrepreneurial, it's a very innovative city. I see us having that potential and the resources to bring the needed investment, the best investment into town to attract the best of investors. I have a vision where we can have we can reduce our unemployment rate, where we can reduce homelessness, where we can have more sport and recreational activities that will attract a lot of people, and make the city even a tourism land, where we can showcase our art and heritage and culture. I see a vision where we can get back to the booming days. When I moved here 7 years ago, it's obvious to anyone to know that the city of Grand Prairie is prosperous. That is the vision I see. We need to bring back those days. I know it's a tough time now. It's a time that people really are very, very sensitive about, and we need to be able to attract the best of talent, be able to keep our students here so that they can live and work and raise a family. I want Grand Prairie to be on the map when it comes to the key cities within Canada, within Alberta, that are making things happen. We do have great entrepreneurs, and we have great leadership here, and we need to move to that next level of growth and economic development. That's why I'm running.